Rome in the 1600s was a city of echoes. Ancient stone and fresh marble stood side by side. Roughly 100,000 people lived here at the start of the century, and more arrived every year. Pilgrims, artists, soldiers, thieves, saints. This was the capital of the Catholic world, the seat of the Pope. A city rebuilding itself after war, plague, and religious shock. In this video, I use modern AI tools to bring historic paintings, engravings, and prints to life, allowing us to shift perspective, change camera angles, and move through the same scenes in ways their original artists never could. We're not just looking at Rome, we're moving through it. First, I want to talk about the heart of power itself. This view shows St. Peter's Basilica rising above the Vatican Hill in the early 1600s. The massive dome dominates the skyline, completed in 1590 under Pope Sixtus V. In the foreground, dusty roads curve toward the church. Pilgrims arrive on foot, some barefoot, some leaning on staffs. The air smells of incense, sweat, and wet stone. Vendors call out prayers, printed on cheap paper. Bells echo across the Tiber, but the crowds are dangerous. Pickpockets work the edges. Stampedes are a real fear during holy days. And disease moves silently among visitors. This place mattered because it projected authority. After the Protestant Reformation, Rome needed spectacle. St. Peter's was proof of divine legitimacy. By the mid-1600s, Bernini's colonnade would wrap the square like open arms. Today, this same space still gathers millions, shaped by the same intention. This view shows the Tiber River flowing brown and slow through Rome. Wooden boats drift past stone embankments. The Ponte Sant'Angelo stands firm, lined with statues added later in the century. In the midground, washerwomen beat clothes against rocks. Fishermen haul nets heavy with river smell. Mules strain under loads of grain. Flooding is the constant threat. In 1606, the river bursts its banks again. Homes fill with water. Bodies are found days later. The river mattered because it fed Rome, food, trade, transport. Without it, the city starved. By the late 1600s, embankments improve, but floods never fully stop. Today, the river is contained, but its power is unchanged. This view shows Castel Sant'Angelo looming beside the river. Once Hadrian's tomb, now a fortress. Thick walls cast deep shadows. Cannons point toward the city itself. Inside, prisoners wait in damp cells. This is a place of fear. Political enemies vanish here. Interrogations are whispered about in taverns. Soldiers patrol the ramparts. A covered passage, the Passetto di Borgo, connects it directly to the Vatican. Today, you can walk its spiral ramp, tracing centuries of anxiety. This view shows Piazza Navona, stretched long and oval, built over an ancient stadium. By the 1650s, Bernini's Fountain of the Four Rivers dominates the center. Children chase dogs across the stones. Street performers shout. Fruit sellers lay figs and grapes in the sun. But water is everywhere. In summer, drains are blocked to flood the square. The smell turns sour. Disease follows heat and crowds. This square mattered because it displayed Baroque Rome. Power through beauty. Faith through spectacle. The shape survives today. The noise is different, but the energy remains. This view shows the Roman Forum in partial ruin. Columns stand broken. Cows graze among fallen temples. Locals call it the Campo Vaccino. Farmers pass through ancient arches. Stone is stolen for new buildings. The danger here is neglect. History is disappearing piece by piece, yet it matters deeply. Humanists study these ruins to understand empire. Artists sketch them endlessly. By the 1700s, attitudes change. Preservation begins slowly. Today, the Forum is protected, its silence restored. The castle matters because it protects the Pope. By the late 1600s, it becomes more ceremonial than defensive. This view shows the Pantheon intact, its dome unbroken. Sunlight cuts through the oculus like a solid beam. Inside, footsteps echo softly. Rain falls straight onto the marble floor. Priests move calmly through shadows. The risk here is structural. Cracks worry architects. Metal is stripped from nearby monuments to maintain it. It matters because it proves Roman engineering still works. A pagan temple turned Christian church. It survives almost unchanged. You can still stand beneath that same opening today. This view shows a tight street near Trastevere. Laundry hangs overhead. The ground is muddy and uneven. Bakers shout prices. Donkeys block the way. Smoke fills the air. One spark can take a whole block. Crime is common after dark. These streets matter because this is real Rome. Not the palaces, the people. Many of these streets still exist. Their width unchanged. This view shows the slope below Trinita dei Monti, before the famous steps. In the early 1600s, it's chaotic and undeveloped. Foreign visitors gather here. Artists argue loudly. Wine flows freely. Tension comes from class and nationality. French influence clashes with papal authority. This area matters because it connects Rome to Europe. By 1725, the Spanish Steps are built. Today, tourists sit where painters once drank. This view shows Santa Maria Maggiore glowing at sunset, one of Rome's great churches.